It's Joshua Reviews. You come to see another review, you 5 viewers who enjoy my content. Today I thought I'd drink a delicious, tasteful Diet Coke. Why? Because I don't think Diet Coke gets enough praise. It's not because I'm trying to go on a diet. Hell no, I wouldn't drink any soda if I was going to go on a diet. That's a terrible idea. Diet Coke is not good for you. Wasn't even drinking, I was just doing a little short, funny thing. Today we're reviewing Dead End. So I'm reviewing this movie because ever since 2015, I'd been watching Nuke Norway, and Nuke Norway recommended this movie. I'd never seen it. I didn't know anything about it. I went to this movie completely blind, except with the knowledge that it was a Christmas horror film about a family and a car. I figured, hey, that sounds like the movie I just reviewed last time, or the last review I did. So why not put 2 and 2 together and review them back to back? Wow. So, Dead End. Where do I start? I guess from the beginning. So this film is essentially about a family driving to their relative's house for Christmas Eve. And as they're driving, the father decides to take a little shortcut. It's him, his wife, their two daughter and son, and the daughter's boyfriend. And as they're driving, Dad takes a shortcut. They get lost, and things start to happen. I am not going to spoil it, but believe me when I say this is either my favorite film or my second favorite film that I've reviewed this month. This film was great. This film was absolutely great. Don't be fooled by the people on Rotten Tomatoes. They gave this movie an audience score is 59. That's a load of horse shit. This movie's really good. I mean, where do I begin? This movie has some great actors. You have the, gosh damn, I forget her name. I always forget her name. She's the actress you see a lot, and you're just like, I don't remember your name. I'm sorry. That's kind of how it was with me with Brendan Fraser for a while. I saw him in a lot of stuff, mainly The Mummy. And then I just kind of forgot his name, so. But it's the mom. The mom's character is played by the old lady in Insidious, and what else? She was also in The Midnight Man, which I reviewed. Okay movie, but she does a fantastic job as always. Every movie she's in, she's great. She was great in this film. The guy who played the dad, I forget his name, but he was great in it too. Everyone did a great job of acting in this film. I'm just saying it, this film was actually creepy. Like, genuinely creepy. This film, like, actually made me yelling at the screen like, move! Don't do that! Oh my god, what the, fuck that. That was my reaction to a lot of scenes in this movie. It almost reminded me of a movie I saw a while back called Late Shift, or Last Shift, I think it was called. That film's great. The thing I like about this film the most, though, is the fact that our characters are in the car the majority of the movie. And it's terrifying because they're going through their own issues while something is going on, and you don't know what's going on. There's never a clear answer. It's like, without spoiling anything, it's like, is it a murderer? Is it a supernatural? Is it the end of the world? What is it? We don't know. And that's what I think this movie does great. Until the ending, it shows what it is. And the ending was fine. I liked the ending. But every time someone would die, I would just be like, no, I like that character. I wanted to see them make it out. It's like, that's how I felt with this movie. I thought the actors did a great job. The characters were likable. You know, they go through hardships and they have some problems. And a part of me doesn't understand how the mom and dad got together. especially if they had so many problems and they're 60 years of age. Like, damn, you just gotta wonder, how do they even, get together? But it I sounded like Joe Biden for a second. It all comes full circle in the end, and the movie does a great job of wrapping things up, explaining it. So, well, that's the thing. The movie doesn't explain everything, but unlike Wind Chill, where I was like, "What the hell happened?" This movie had small indications of what was going on, and as the movie progressed, we'd see the pieces come together, and towards the end, as you're making, like, oh, what's the big reveal? It tells you what it is, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. But I just feel like Wind Chill didn't do that. And I think that this movie, I feel like these movies are very similar. They both take place around Christmas time. They're both about hardships and characters having to stick with each other one by one and, having to get through this shit. Both movies had great acting, great atmosphere, except I think the atmosphere in this movie was really good. This movie was creepy, genuinely creepy. There were some scenes in this that were just like, holy shit, that's scary. There are some really good jump scares in this movie, and I'm not kidding by that. There were scenes where I literally jumped, and I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? This is freaking me out. I mean, nothing too scary. Nothing too scary. A movie's not going to scare me, but, it's still kind of fun to just get a little scared. As a joke, I don't really watch a horror movie because I want to be scared to death, but, when I get scared in a movie, I appreciate it. And this movie did a really good job of building up the scares, building up the atmosphere. I mean, I felt isolated with these characters. And these characters were great. I liked all of them. There were moments that relieved the tension that was going on. There were moments that were really intense, and then they'd kind of take like a minute to kind of breathe. Like the audience is like, whew, okay, I need a breather. Like where they joke. There's a scene where something in terms of dialogue is happening. Two characters are arguing with each other, and then this one character says, I'm blank, and it's very important, and you're like, oh. And then the one character says, I'm a drug addict. And at first I'm like, why did you say that? But then I realized, like, oh, it's because he loves that person, because it's a family member, it's the brother and sister. The sister says something, oh, I'm blank, and the brother thinks that, like, oh, we're kind of sharing our feelings here. I'm a pothead. I smoke pot. And I just couldn't help but like, what? Like, some might be taken out of that, but for me it was like, oh, they're just kind of taking a break, they're kind of like they need something like that. It felt genuine. There were moments in this film that felt very genuine. Nothing felt fake about this film. If I had to complain, this is a very big nitpick, why the fuck didn't they just turn around? I'm just saying. They could have turned around and maybe everything would have been okay. They never did that, nor do they say that wouldn't have worked, or if it would have worked, they just don't turn around. The whole plot is essentially them just driving in a straight line. And I'm just saying, you could have turned around and maybe that would have worked. Who knows? But guys, this film is really fucking good, and I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says. I'm going to give this movie an A+. It's a okay, good. I'll be back for the next last films. I was faking it.